do you ever get that feeling that something in your life has changed? Maybe shifted a little? The feeling that somehow who you are now is not who you were before. We experience many changes in our lives, and we label these periods of time as seasons, chapters, eras, what have you. And it's in these seasons we have experiences that stack on top of each other to form the person that we are today. If you are old enough and have gone through these feelings many times, chances are you can sense when a big change is going to happen in your life. Perhaps it's something expected, like entering college for the first time, getting into a new career, meeting a new group of friends, or maybe starting a new hobby that inspires you. I've recently been feeling these kinds of emotions, and I feel as though I'm going through a small transition period in my life. You may be wondering, what huge event is going on in my life that is making me think about all of these things. Well, you see, there's this game coming out. Yeah, I know. Hytale is releasing tomorrow, and I have literally been procrastinating on making a video about it for the past 2 months. I know, it's crazy, but hey, better late than never, I guess, because I'm here now. And I want to take the time to just kind of, not so much reflect on the past, but I guess really process what the future of Hytale holds. Given that today's literally the last day before release, this is the last chance we have to fully speculate on the nature of Hytale. Which is so crazy to think about, since that's the only thing Hytale content has been for the past 7 years. But instead of making another news video or speculating on the mechanics or gameplay of the game itself, I kind of just want to give my final thoughts and predictions as to what I think Hytale content itself will look like this year. As well as, I guess, just processing the change that this community will go through. Maybe I'm not the most qualified to speak on this topic, but I don't care. I just want to yap about my niche interests online, so freaking sue me, I guess. Consider this the last speculation video from the old Hytale era. Also, excuse my lazy editing. At this point, I am making this video 2 days before releasing it, and it's 3 in the morning, and I just need this video out already. I don't care if it's trash, I just need it out of my to-do list. Just freaking leave, please. Alright, so I want to make a few predictions as to what I think Hytale content will look like this year. As I said before, Hytale content on YouTube has been limited to only news updates and speculation videos for the past 7 years now. And although I am happy to finally be moving on from this era, there are a lot of things we need to process when it comes to Hytale post-release. Let me keep it real with you. I honestly believe that if you are someone who wants to make content in Hytale early on, it's going to get difficult and overwhelming really quickly. I mean, consider this. This game was made from the beginning with creator support in mind. With its built-in creator tools and dedicated modding support, as well as machinima tools that will come later down the road, Hytale's scale when it comes to features and world generation, it's just on a completely different level, So when it comes to just experiencing Hytale as it is, there will be a lot of ground to cover, which I know for a lot of creators is really stressful. If you already know what you're good at and you know what you're going to do off-rip, then you have a small head start on release. But even then, the pressure to get your project out before someone else is still there. Or, if you plan on making content, what are you going to do? What content are you going to make off-rip? Do you want to do a Let's Play? Do you want to be making highly edited videos showing off your storytelling skills? Do you want to be known as a builder, a PvP, or programmer? There's so much open space here. And I think early on, much of it will be covered by people just doing what they know will work. I have a feeling that year 1 of Hytale's release will just be a rerun of Minecraft trends, simply because people just know how to do them and the format is familiar. Because from a creator's perspective, if you want to make new content on a new game, it is usually very difficult to transition your audience into that new game. But in this case, having both Hytale and Minecraft in the same gaming genre, creators can have their cake and eat it too. That is, playing a new game and maintaining your existing audience as well. I feel as though you will see your typical Let's Plays, Forever Worlds, challenge videos, 100 days, modded/mod showcase, everything we're used to at this point. I think we'll see early forms of adventure maps and parkour maps, which I am very excited about, don't get me wrong. And nostalgic minigames will most likely also make a comeback in the early days of Hytale. Considering a lot of content creators have had years of experience learning how to curate a video for the algorithm, it would make sense for them to not fix something that's not broken. However, saying all of this is not a bad thing in my opinion. In fact, I genuinely believe that this will be a net positive for the long-term health of the game, as I believe the core Hytale community is only a small subset of the overall fanbase that Hytale will eventually cultivate. So in the end, it helps in the sense of expanding the community, and expanding the community means more creators and more people supporting the game. Since Simon wanted the community involved in building the game itself, we would need people with experience to give Hytale that jumpstart it needs. However, this in turn will make Hytale feel so much more crowded than what we are used to in the community. Again, not a bad thing, it's just crazy to imagine what that would feel like. I think it will take a while before people start separating the identity of Hytale from Minecraft, at least from the content side of things. Especially since, as I said, people will just recreate a lot of what they know from the Minecraft space. Which I know for a lot of the core Hytale community sounds upsetting, but please keep in mind that for the average person, they have no other frame of reference to fully understand Hytale, other than Minecraft. I myself still struggle to explain Hytale as it is without dragging Minecraft into this, as you can tell. But I do think Hytale's identity will naturally build off of the experiences people had from Minecraft. It will eventually have its own identity once people start pushing the capabilities of the game engine. And again, just looking at the amount of features the game already has in early access, and the scale of the game and just, mechanical movement alone, people will pretty quickly realize that this is more than just another block game. My thoughts are, it will just simply take a while before people fully define what that something more is within the creator space. Regardless, we're about to enter a new wild west of creativity, and I am so hyped for that. I can't even imagine or comprehend what people will do once this game comes out. Thankfully, we no longer have to speculate on that, but rather we can now finally experience that reality as it is. Gone are the days where we went months without any updates, or going an entire year with only one blog post to speculate on. Creators finally won't feel bottlenecked and restricted because of the limited content that Hytale had. Now, it feels like we're drowning in so much news. Some days I can't even follow all the updates posted on Twitter and Discord. It's crazy. It's so surreal knowing we'll experience Hytale from the very beginning, to witness in real time all the cool things people would build and create. And this is such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be involved in what this community grows into. After all, this is a collective responsibility of everyone in the community to build the Hytale space that they want to see. This includes both creators and viewers as well. I urge everyone who wants to make Hytale different from other communities to please engage with and support people who do good and have a passion for the creative works, and to not let a few bad actors convince you that they speak for the entire community. Just because some people are loud doesn't mean that they are what this community represents. Everyone who plays Hytale has an influence in the community, and I really hope that people end up doing a net good in this space. Even though for the past few years I never fully assimilated myself into the community, I was still around in the background just watching everyone else do cool stuff, But now I found myself in the midst of so many cool people and friends. I never fully expected myself to say that I am part of this community now. And it's all in the beginning too. So many more cool people are yet to experience Hytale and make cool stuff. This niche space will grow exponentially into something I don't think any of us are used to. Already as of writing this, just days before release, the Hytale community has become more expansive than it ever was at its peak in 2019. When Hytale releases tomorrow, I feel like there will be this big bang of sorts, and I know everything will change. And I don't know if I have fully processed that, or if I'm even ready for that. It's just so crazy to think about that for once, this game that I have kept in the back of my mind for so many years, that I have kept screenshots and concept arts of, this game whose community I have been following from afar is finally being released. When that Hytale trailer first dropped back in December of 2018, I didn't even own a computer. I was still a kid who had yet to go through so much. Truth is, I am a little jaded and tired from life. I no longer have that same aspirations I had from all those years ago. As childish as it is, as a kid, I always wanted to be a YouTuber, and I wanted to be that guy everyone looked up to and thought was so cool or whatever. But now I don't really see huge numbers as something worth attaining. I lost a lot of passion for many things in my life, especially in the past year, which for me personally was an incredibly rough year. It was at this time that I saw the news that Hytale got cancelled. An already horrible year for me just got so much worse. It was like adding salt to an open wound or getting stabbed in the heart. Dramatic, I know. But imagine my excitement hearing that Simon was going to reacquire the game despite all the obstacles that were in his way. And fast forward over 6 months later, here we are. And for that reason, if Simon went through all this trouble to risk it all and give us a story to remember, to give us the experience that is Hytale, I would never forgive myself if I let this opportunity in my life pass. Which is why I want to challenge myself this year, and I want to make something of myself here. Just to really show myself that I could do something if I really set my mind to it, I have this opportunity to play Hytale with a bunch of very cool people, and I don't want to waste it. Again, things are going to be very different tomorrow, and I don't think I'm ready to hit the ground running and start making content about this game. But I don't think I ever will. So why not just go headfirst into it? There is a lot more I could say, but I just want to get into the game. Okay, that's it for me. I'll see you guys in Orbis.